It all started in 2005, when a new children's channel known as Sprout launched. Shortly after the new channel's inception, a man named Andrew Beecham was crowned Senior Vice President of Programming. Beecham was from the United Kingdom and founded the presentation on their Playhouse Disney. In the UK, children's channels would utilize friendly adult hosts reading birthday cards, taking part in fun activities such as singing or dancing, and introducing shows. When Sprout launched, there was the Goodnight Show and a birthday show. Hosts Kevin and Melanie, who was fired and replaced by Nina a year later, did the same thing UK children's channels did, albeit with twists. Viewers could send in their drawings, crafts, birthday cards, and wishes, albeit other things, via mail or Sprout's website, sproutletsgo.com, which became Sproutland.com at the end of 2006. Of course, they weren't the first shows aimed at children to encourage viewer participation, as Zoom did the same thing in the 70s and 1999. Hit it! The hosts never talked down to their viewers, known as Sproutlets, and the shows were hugely impactful on children with special needs and disabilities, mainly those with autism. Their content was mildly educational, constantly focusing on and teaching different preschool themes. Kevin, Melanie, and Nina also hosted special events such as the Let Snow Show, occurring on Sprout's Christmas, and Sweet Goodnight Treat, a Halloween version of The Goodnight Show. Hooray for Mother's Day, which occurred in both 2006 and 2007, was chosen by Kevin as he read Sproutlet's birthday cards, showcased footage of real moms talking about motherhood, and of course introduced shows. In the latter year, Hooray for Mother's Day was the first time Sprout went live on air. Hooray for Mother's Day was instantly a success, leading to Andrew Beecham wanting a live programming block for Sprout. With this, Team Sprout started working on a program in which the hosts would do both preschool activities and typical Sprout fare, such as receiving viewer-submitted content and meet Sprout characters who appear from time to time. This was probably because Sprout characters appear on Sprout Diner, introduced their own shows on The Goodnight Show, and sang the birthday song on The Birthday Show. While The Goodnight Show did focus on different themes every night and, unlike say Sesame Street, stayed with them without jumping to another idea, they were going to do something different. Focus on a new theme every week. This was similar to how Mr. Rogers did the same thing and stayed with the themes on his show. After playing around with names, the team finally settled on the Sunny Side Up show, a reference to breakfast Sunny Side Up eggs. On most children's channels with continuity links, the hosts would be accompanied by a puppet friend. On The Goodnight Show, Melanie and Nina were both accompanied by Star, and on the Let's Go show, which launched in June, Miles was accompanied by Banjo. Given the egg reference in the title, crew members also wanted the Live Block's puppet co-host to be a chicken, though Andrew didn't think that preschools could connect well with chickens. Despite this, the team worked with a designer to make sure the puppet was cute enough. The final puppet, named Chica, was designed by Victoria Ellis. Chica would produce surprise eggs that would lead into segments. Dress Chica was an online game, segment, and later app that encouraged preschools to get dressed. For birthday shows, Kevin Yamada was tagged to host alongside Chica. The crew also tagged comedy sports actress Kelly Roman, who auditioned. Originally, the cast and crew of the Sunny Side Up show rehearsed background material we used to have launched in the studio in Haddon Heights. Sesame Street star Big Bird was on set that day, and the preview was filmed with him, the host, and Andrew. The Sunny Side Up show took place in the Sunshine Barn, a small barn on Sprout Farm in the hills of Sprout. Segments on the Sunny Side Up show include the aforementioned Dress Chica, in which the host was dressed Chica up in outfits sent in by Sproutlets. Barnyard Boogie, a dance game in which Sproutlets would dance in an anime body with his or her favorite host. Good Egg Awards, in which the host would talk about viewers' kind acts. And of course, birthday cards and wishes, delivered to the hosts by the birthday show's Mr. Mailman. The Sunny Side Up show premiered on Sprout on September 26, 2007, the channel's second anniversary. Little did they know, Sprout had a hit on their hands. Themes tackled during the show's first year include science, construction, the body, games, colors, magic, and fairy tales. Themes were richly researched, and each broadcast week would take 3 weeks to make, with Chicketeers, hosts, and crew members visiting local preschools, asking children what they thought of their ideas. On the third week, the Chicketeer and associate producer would help out with the show in the control room. The Sunny Side Up show ran every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to noon, and shows that included Barney and Friends, the Bandstein Bears, Make Way for Naughty, Thomas and Friends, Fifi and the Flower Tots, Play With Me Sesame, alongside other gold standard curriculum-based shows. As promised, there will be appearances from Sprout characters from time to time. Team Sprout will come up with special guest stars whenever they thought of a new theme, trying to book them a few months before they actually appeared. The show was filmed on the 24th floor of the Comcast Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as Comcast was one of Sprout's owners at the time. Sean Roach, also of Comedy Sports, joined Kelly, Kevin, and Chica as hosts in early 2008. In addition to hosting regular weekday morning broadcasts, the hosts also broadcast on special occasions. Here, they will receive phone calls from Sproutlet viewers. In 2008, Chica's Big Birthday Surprise aired. It was a nighttime live special in which Chica celebrated her birthday. Regine Jam Band guest starred. In early 2009, Sean and Chica had an announcement. The Sunshine Barn was getting remodeled. A week later, Kelly and Chica introduced the new Sunshine Barn, which was bigger and more barn-like. The show received a new opening and closing when Sprout rebranded on September 21st, 2009.
Hello, well, it's a brand new day.
In late 2009, Kevin announced he was leaving the show since he was moving to the big city. Sprout held auditions for a new host, and Macon-based actress Denisha Pratt joined the gang. In 2010, Sprout launched Noodle and Doodle, a craft and cooking show and the first full-length original series. To promote the launch of Noodle and Doodle, Sprout had the decision. The Sunny Side Up show was to air 7 days a week, including on weekends, taking the time slot of the Let's Go show, Sprout's previous weekend morning block. On November 1st, 2010, stage actress Liz Filios joined the Sunshine Barn as the show's fourth host. Liz was on the Sunny Side Up show for a year, but on June 18, 2012, she announced she was leaving the show to explore. Auditions were held, and Carly Sciaracci snagged the role. The Sunny Side Up show was considered popular, though it rarely spawned merchandise. There were DVDs, puzzles, puppets, and plush toys. Chica was getting so popular, and plush toys sold like hotcakes, so Sprout executives began working on her very own show. After much hard work, the Chica show made its TV debut on November 24th, 2012. The series starred Kelly, Chica's parents, and the popular Chicken, working in a costume shop known as the Costume Coop. The series had both live-action and animated segments, with a character named Stitches, who is a mannequin, being voiced by Saved by the Bell star Mario Lopez. The Chica show was considered so popular that it spawned 2 seasons, 2 DVDs, and aired every Saturday morning on NBC Kids, a programming block programmed by Sprout. The same year, the casts of The Sunny Side Up show and The Goodnight Show appeared on a Sprout float in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The float was used until at least 2016. After nearly 5 years and at the pinnacle of her fame, Kelly made a shocking announcement. She was leaving the show. After Sprout once again held auditions, new hosts Caitlin Becker and Tim Kubart debuted on the Sprout float in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and made their debuts on December 30th, 2013 and January 6, 2014, respectively. With the 2 new hosts, The Sunshine Barn set was once again remodeled and the theme song once again changed. This new theme song featured Chica in the real world, probably to promote toys. In summer of 2014, Danisha announced she was leaving the show since she was moving with her family. Actress Emily Borromeo joined the Sunshine Barn on June 30th. In 2011, Comcast acquired NBC Universal, and NBC Universal acquired all of Comcast's Fox a few years later. In September 2014, as a result of the acquisition, Sprout moved to 30 Rockefeller Plaza, with the Sunny Side Up show filming there, by the Roots wardrobe rack. This resulted in celebrity guest stars such as Michelle Obama and Monica Potter making appearances, usually after they appeared on NBC's The Today Show, also filmed at 30 Rockefeller Plaza. In 2015, Sprout hit the big 1-0, so that meant changes. The Sunny Side Up show moved out to Sunshine Barn, and after a road trip arc occurring from the 18th to the 26th, a new setting was introduced, a city apartment, which included a flat flight of stairs, a craft shelf, and a stage. This meant that the show went for its biggest changes yet, with more songs, more celebrities making appearances, and more interactive segments. Save on occasions, Sunny Side Up was always live, but the live format was getting too hard for the crew. As a result, they launched a new pre-recorded series called Sprout House, which replaced Sunny Side Up on August 14, 2017. The series starred Carly, with an orange dog puppy named Snug, and a new character named TJ. The Sunny Side Up show may have gone off the air, but neither the show or Chica was forgotten. On September 9, 2017, NBC Universal launched Universal Kids, a channel aimed at children aged 6 to 12. Sprout aired on the channel as a block from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. until early 2018. In 2019, the channel began airing old episodes of the Chica show, delighting many fans. Running for almost 10 years, the Sunny Side Up show was a huge success. The show received countless awards, and whenever hosts appeared live, lots of kids or Sproutlets would be there to see them. The Sunny Side Up show was a children's morning show like no other. It was preschool circle time on TV, and truly an introduction to live TV. Sproutlets could send in pictures and videos, messages, artwork, and games, and learn new things every week with help from nurturing adults like Kelly, Sean, Kevin, and Carly. The show truly set the standard for the hosted children's shows that came afterwards, and the hosts are constantly thanked by adults whose children watch them, and many, many fans. As the theme song says, all your friends are here, we're good to grow, so why don't you come and join us on the Sunny Side Up show.